Okay, hopefully you can hear me over the cows that think they need to be fed. But this is an example of some of the things you can run into tearing these old things apart. I pulled the rod bearing cap and the bearings out, and there were no shims, and this is probably why the engine was so tight, why it didn't want to turn. And then I find this shim in there like this, and I find, where is it? I find this screw holding that shim in place like that down through the grease hole, so that screw's sitting there and can rub on the journal on the crankshaft. Not the smartest repair of all time, and so the journal, believe it or not, it's not too bad. I think I can clean it up a little bit. I wanted to show you, this is what's left of the fuel line. I took it loose yesterday, and it just broke clean in half. The spring for the push rod came apart in 3 pieces when I pulled it off, so that's going to have to be replaced. Let's walk back over here to the engine, and you can see the flywheels are still on it. I've tried to clean up as much of the paint as I could. The gib key completely sheared off. Let me get a zoom in on that. It completely sheared off. So I cut it off and filed it down, and I'm hoping I can pull the flywheel over it. I've got the puller set up with a continuous strain on it right now. I've lost one of my little blocks back here that keep the puller even, and I've had to use, that was the closest thing I could find, was this old railroad spike. So it's not pulling quite even, so I've got to get some more key stock and make a new one tomorrow or the next day to get that flywheel off of the crankshaft. I've pulled as you can see, I've pulled the main bearing cap. There's your main bearing. There's a little bit of a little notch right there where that screw head was riding, but I think we can clean it up. I've got to get another puller because this one, the crankshaft sticks out too far for my puller to work on this flywheel, and there was no gib key once I got that wooden pulley off. So that's where we're at right now. We can pull this main bearing cap maybe. Ah, man. Sorry about that. Pull that off. These have been re-poured, it looks like. We do have some shims here, it looks like. We'll have to cut new ones because they're pretty bad. Crankshaft feels okay right there. I haven't pulled the other one loose, as you can see. Let me back up here. Like I said, I got to mark it so I get my timing marks back to correct. I just wanted to show you where we were at here and what I'd done off camera. And hopefully, once I get the flywheels off, then I'll start videoing everything, but when I'm grinding the paint off. I mean, that's about as good as watching paint dry. So just wanted to give you an update on it, and it'll probably be another week or two before I get any more done on it and post any more videos. Thank you for watching.